Good morning, whoever's the one person on here. It's whoever's on here. They're not on here no more. Good morning. Who keeps coming on and coming off? Hey, D Star. Tell me if you can hear me, cause I'm trying to figure out if it's attaching to my Bluetooth. All right, now okay. My guess I'll start my blog. So, anyways, as you can see from the title, what will 2019 bring? What changes will 2019 bring in regards to the gig economy? So, and the reason why I decided to talk about that is because I had just recently finished watching a YouTube channel about food stamps, and it was on PBS News. So they are very impartial in order to do. And then after that, for the last several days, I've been seeing a lot of YouTube videos talk about the food stamps program or SNAP because Trump wants to implement to the food stamp program. And I remember when I was doing these gig economy jobs, I was receiving food stamps. Now I was only getting $170 a month or something like that. $179 a month. It wasn't for one person. Now, Happy New Year, Ruthie. I hope the New Year's was great for you. So anyway, so I started thinking about what's going to happen with the gig economy because when I was working these 1099 jobs, I got food stamps because one, technically I didn't have a job, and two, I didn't make that much money to even afford to buy food and groceries. So it really was very helpful. So when the new changes now is that they want to cut the food stamp program, and Trump is not going to go through it through the Congress, meaning that he's doing it unilaterally, meaning that he's going to tell USDA, which ones who administer the food stamp program, that they are now cutting recipients from receiving food stamps, and the requirements is that one has to be working, and if you have children that's 6 years old and over, they have to I can't see. Oh, they have to no longer will be getting the food stamps because children who are 6 years old and over, of course, they're supposed to be in school. And two, what are you doing um, during the daytime? You're supposed to be working, and now they require that you have to have a job of at least 20, work at least 20 hours a week, or do some kind of um, training program of some sort. Now training programs does not equate to getting a job because number one, to go on these training programs, you have to qualify economically, meaning for you to even get the WIA program, which is the Work Enforcement Act, you have to be in the same line of job that you were working with, and you cannot go and gain a new skill. It's a foolishness. Y'all remember I made that video when I went down to the Cobb County, the food stamp office. So go back on that old video when I made when I was there, and the hell that I had to go through just to reinstate for me to get food stamps and to go to recertification class, spend there all day to get the food, just to even qualify to get food stamps and to qualify for that work program, which they told me I didn't qualify and telling me it was a 50-50 chance, and they were following up in 2 years by, I did a survey a few months ago from USDA and gave me a $50 gift card to participate, and they was doing this big study. But like I said, that thing with the food stamp program about these changes they wanted to implement, it's been wanting to make these changes months ago. I want to say at least a year ago. But it started picking up full steam now, because now Trump doesn't need approval from the Congress to cut the food stamp program. He going straight to the USDA and telling them it's going to be to cut it. And then they wanted to, in exchange of getting food stamps, you're not going to get money on a card or anything anymore. You're going to get these harvest boxes. So that means that if you're a person who receives food stamps, they're going to actually give you food, and it's going to be a box of food, and they're going to pass it out to people. So you're not getting because the biggest thing was about fraud. People were selling the food stamps, or the card in exchange of money, and illegal people were getting it, and people, so the premise is that able-bodied people who were working were getting food stamps. Now I got food stamps. Yes, I'm able-bodied, and I was able to work. But to me, I paid years and years and years of taxes that now when you need a little bit of assistance, they want to punish people who really deserve to, who need food stamps to supplement their, to be a supplement, because you really can't afford to buy food. By the time I got through paying my car note, mortgage, and maybe a couple other bills, I wouldn't have any more money left to buy any food. If it wasn't for food stamps, I probably wouldn't even afford to buy food. And I was working doing all these gig jobs. So my topic is, what is 2019 going to bring in terms of one doing the gig jobs? Now, unfortunately, y'all, let's take the food stamp sample, for example. I know for a fact that a lot of people who who work full time doing these gig jobs, before you could go down to the the Cobb County or whichever county Health and Human Services and get food stamps. Or even if you was working a job making, say, $10, $12 an hour, and if you did have children or a child, you was getting food stamps as well. But that's going to change because, number one, how do you determine if someone says you're working? They can ask you, well, how much do you make doing Uber and things of that nature, and you could tell them, and they want you to show statements or proof of your income. Now, that being said, if your only source of income is doing, I'll have no job. Oh, sorry, Ruthie. Well, I know a few places that's hiring that much, but it pays between $11 and $12 an hour, but it's all the way in Conyers, so in Conyers. Um, but it's kind of like this. What's going to happen with the 2019 in terms of gig economy? It's going to be a lot of changes regarding tax changes. Um, I already told y'all how the new tax law changes that's going to happen this year is going to affect a lot of deductions that people are not able to take, and how they're cutting back certain types of credits for tax return. And I'm gonna tell y'all, and remember this video when it comes to that making deductions doing these ride sharing gigs jobs, and how how people could deduct on certain expenses. They're gonna cut that too. Trust and believe, if they're going to if that's not going to be changed. For the sake of me, I don't know why anyone would even continue to try to do, especially Uber and all these other Instacart and all these other companies. Why would one even still continue to do these full time, even though the price of gas has dropped down considerably, and you don't have to spend as much money in gas? But I'm starting to see that it start just a little bit, and it's gonna be before, in a matter of time, before prices of gas goes way back up. And but in terms of the wages, or not wages, but in terms of the pay, that's gonna be decreased tremendously more, not just increasing. You can forget it. All that talk about protesting and increase and all that kind of stuff, those days gone. And I know that even with Instacart and Chip, I don't even see it anymore in Atlanta. I used to be able to go to Publix, and you would see people. I could tell they was working with Shipt because you could see it on the phone, and they doing grocery shopping. I don't even see that anymore, hardly. And I'm not even in the areas, in certain areas of town, to see that. But I don't. But I could tell that it's slowly being eliminated, especially with Whole Food and Amazon. And I don't even see that as a I don't see that as much. America is going from first world to second world country. People who I know from third world countries say gig work is huge, and the upper yeah, it is sad. It is sad. And all people doing is just running down their car for a car that, once that, who's gonna keep? I'm not gonna keep fixing a car, because after a while, after it gets so many miles on the car, it'll be time to just get rid of it. It's not gonna run, and it's gonna be way more expensive to fix. The repairs are gonna be more than what the car is worth, and then if it doesn't run, then you gotta prepare to buy another car. And the way the prices of cars are, you know, interest rates will be going up. If you worked a gig job and all you had and your only income was from these 1099s, you don't really have any kind of you don't have any kind of leeway to negotiate on prices to get another car out. And to me, I'm not buying another car. Once this Kia hits its maximum amount of miles, I have 135,246, and I haven't done a lot of the gig jobs in the last several months. I'm not trying to put a whole bunch of miles on this car, like I did, like I know most people, and then it's time to get another car. I only got $400 to pay on this car, and I don't have a car note no more. Fifth Third Bank will kiss my ass. And when I make that payment sometime today, that will be it. I said I was going to not have a debt at all in 2018 in terms of a car note. Thank you, Lynn. But I should have made that payment yesterday, but it was closed, and I don't have the automated system. They don't allow you to make a payment over the phone. I don't have an online account with Fifth Third Bank. But I could assure you, I would have not had a car note in 2019, but this being the second day, that will be it. I'm going to tell them to kiss my ass, give me my title. I'll call Geico, change the insurance, and tell them my car is paid off in full, and put the minimum coverage on this car, and that's it. And that will free me up at least $600 something a month, and that's including insurance and car note. So I will be free of a car note, and then I could just take that whatever $600 whatever dollars or whatever it costs and do this turbo boost repair or these little repairs I need to do on this Kia, and buy me 2 new tires, and that's it. And just keep the maintenance, radiator flush and stuff like, do that maintenance, and that's it. This car will probably run another 75, 90,000 plus miles, because it runs really good, but I'm putting car doing without having or what I'm going to do when it's a car. But I'm not going to put myself in another car note, that's for sure. So if I do any gig jobs this year, I'm going to do it exclusive. Trade this car. Oops, dang it. And decide to trade this car not for another car note, but just buy something outright, something good, and buy a car and what, have $10,000 and efficient. Buy something that's not high maintenance, and that's it. And buy a car outright, because one of the things that I learned when I was doing like Dave Ramsey and some of these other financial gurus, buy certain things outright. You don't have to always finance everything. And to be honest, when I bought my very first car, it was a Mazda Protege, had low miles. I bought that car outright. I went into Buckhead Motors, and I had purchased the car outright. Or put it this way, even if I was paying a monthly note, it was only a year financing. I think I put on there interest. I had a car for the Spaghetti Junction, leaving Cobb County, and got into a major accident. The car got totaled, and I got my $1,000 back from the car dealership, and then I got the money back from the insurance company, and I was so scared to ever drive again that I just started taking MARTA and things like that, and never got another car until I got that Toyota Corolla that I still got. And so other than that, I didn't really pay a whole lot. How do I feel about this fair thing? What do you mean fair? I don't understand what fair means. Ooh, go already at work. I don't know what you mean by fair. You talk about Uber, or I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, shoot, I gotta go inside. This thing is reconnecting. God dang it. It's the car thing when you don't have. You mean leasing a car? Well, I know Uber doesn't do that anymore, but I would never do that anyway. It's too much. They want you to lease the car to do Lyft, and then you giving back the money that you earned. And then people who claim that you can get a free car with Lyft, oh, you can get a free car with Lyft. You are not getting nothing free. Oops. I just think that the rates are too low. I just think that the rates are too low to even do anything with Lyft leasing any cars, to me. And then, in my opinion, you gotta have to work longer hours, way beyond, to even recoup what you're gonna spend in leasing a car through them. Unless you find a lease, let me see. No, you have to pay as you go. Because if you finance a car, if you finance another car, you just not any car depreciates. It's what you buy is important. If you buy a car, you don't have to buy a brand new car. You just buy a used car. That's why these car dealerships are looking for people to trade in a car. They want you to trade in your car and buy a brand new car because no one's buying new cars. Everyone is now trying to look for a used car. It's harder to find a used car now than it is if you had bought a brand new one. You could get a good deal of a brand new one, but you're gonna have to think about the depreciation the minute you drive off. You buy a used car, the car already had depreciated, and you could buy a car, a reasonable good car, and pay it outright. You just save the money before you need to buy it. That's why I said, good morning, fine you. That's why I said, don't wait for your car to break down.